Hey there, Aries. Thank you for your patience in regard to the last of September. I wasn't able to get any readings out and I needed to take a break. So I took a break. I want to go ahead and get into your reading for the month of October 2019. Show me energy present for the sign of Aries, please. Show me energy present for the sign of Aries. You have the Seven of Wands coming out in reverse. It's an energy where we are choosing to let something go. It's like you no longer want to be entangled in a situation. You no longer want to have to be defensive, or it's kind of like letting go of a headache, like somebody or some situation that was kind of a headache to you, not wanting to deal with it anymore. I can understand that. It's giving up on something, letting go. Tired of being anxious. The Queen of Wands coming out here. So the Queen of Wands is essentially a fire sign. Leo, Aries, blah, blah, blah. What's the other one? Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. But this is a fire sign, or this is the energy where we are taking charge in our life. We're feeling good about ourselves. We're feeling excited about the things that we're getting into. It's feeling engaged in life, going after what you want and not letting anything get in your way. You have the Emperor popping out. More Aries energy. So that's your energy. The Emperor is somebody who's very stable. He is very my way or the highway, even in a good or bad position. It's just exalted, or exacerbated in the negative situation. He's up right here. This is basically where we are very bent on making sure that everything is taken into very, very heavy consideration. Lots of work. It is a father figure, grandfather figure. It's somebody who is a business owner, CEO. The Emperor isn't really interested in dealing with situations that are going to be problematic. He wants things to be run smooth, and he does that himself. You know, he's kind of somebody who's nose to the grindstone, makes everything happen. Just somebody who really gets their shit together. He rules an empire. He doesn't he deals with trivial stuff, but as little as he needs to. He streamlines things so he doesn't have to deal with trivial bullshit. Queen of Swords coming out in reverse. If that's a person, it's somebody who's very harsh and abrupt with their words. It's somebody who's very agitated. They twist the truth. They are coming at you from all angles, but without all of the information. It's somebody who can be mentally depressed, mentally off. Somebody who's very backstabby, very, very difficult to deal with, kind of a really harsh person to deal with. Show me more for Aries. You have the Fool coming out in reverse here. One more for Aries, please. And the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, with the King of Swords in reverse at the bottom of the deck. So in regard to this reading here, let's put the King over here. In regard to this reading, Aries, it feels like you're having a situation where you have two people who are having a problem communicating. One of you is feeling like you want to just let the situation go. You want to relieve yourself of being defensive. You don't want to have to be defensive in this situation any longer. The other one may be, you know, it's difficult because it's like power plays between two people, argumentative power plays. Information communication is at a halt or at a brutal standstill. Basically, it feels like the words are just very cutting. It feels like one person here wants to let things go, because they don't have any easy rapport with this person. This person is having communication problems here with this person. And one of them, either you or this other person, is wanting to just release it because it's too anxiety ridden. It's too frustrating. You're not getting your point across. And the thing about harsh communication with the Emperor as well is that it's his way or the highway. He's not going to budge. He's not going to let things pass. He's not going to do what you want to do. His way is the only way. In this future energy, you have the Fool in reverse with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So it's total reluctant energy. You know, I don't want to start something new with you. There's nothing going to change here. I've dug my heels in, or this person's dug their heels in. It's like watching somebody for who they are, you know, in a very negative way. And with the King of Swords at the bottom of the deck, it's basically having to, you know, we have partners here, King and Queen of Swords. We have semi-partners here, but it's, you know, it's never going to be equal here because the Emperor is a very high-ranking card. The Queen will never be enough for the Emperor. That's not her fault. He's just status. He is who he is. Sometimes even the Empress isn't enough for the Emperor, depending upon how he reacts. This is somebody who's very stubborn, very caught in the way that they think and how they want things to happen. You know, even down to like, you didn't, you know, fry my eggs right or whatever it is, you know, some bullshit like that. You burnt the coffee. Like, go fuck yourself. Go make yourself some coffee, fucker. Sorry, I have very little patience for that type of bullshit. You were not meant to serve anybody like that. That's horrible. But whatever that energy is from this person, this Queen of Wands is not taking it anymore. She's taking action into her own hands in regard to the situation and stepping back, which is healthy, okay? Oftentimes I read this energy as past, present, future. I'm reading this as like one whole set of information here. That's just how it's coming right now. You are not on the same page with this person in regard to how you think, regarding to how you communicate. The emotions are off here with this person. I don't know if they have a chemical imbalance or if they're just incredibly rude and uncaring. New beginning is not likely to happen. You have somebody who's digging their heels in, somebody who is not wanting something new. That could be this person, it feels like, because the communication here is off. The direction is off, you know? So with the King of Swords, what is this about? This is about basically checking yourself, being very honest in what you want, not taking any bullshit, and applying that to this situation. It's almost like, in a way, kind of fighting fire with fire, just because, you know, we don't want to deal with somebody who disregards us, who talks over us, who, you know, doesn't care about our feelings, our emotions, who doesn't regard us or our input for anything in this situation. So what are we going to do? We cut it out. We let it go. You know, this is about fighting fairly. This is about fighting fair, being honest in the direction and approach that you want to go in, making certain that what you need out of this situation is what you get. This is about being less emotionally involved in something and more so on a logical, coming from a logical aspect where you're like, okay, I've given you my emotion, I've given you my care, I've given you my love, I've given you my body, I've given you a lot of things, I've given you, you know, I don't know, burnt toast and burnt coffee, and you still don't want me. So maybe I need to excise you. Maybe I need to cut you out of my life because maybe I'm not the problem, you know? And that's that. Let's go ahead and clarify. This reading doesn't seem very, I mean, it seems kind of straightforward in regard to you not getting along. There's disarray, there's communication problems, and somebody's had it. Somebody doesn't want more. That feels like you've maybe felt like this for a while. Show me the Seven of Wands in reverse. Yeah, so you have the Star with the Seven of Swords on the bottom of the deck. The Star is trusting your intuition. If you've had enough of this and you're just like, I can't deal with this anymore, I need to take time for myself, I need to go on a retreat, I need to heal my energy, I need to feel empowered again. This is all about trusting yourself to remove yourself from situations that are not healthy for you to be in so that you can actually get back on your own platform, feel like you're in your own skin again, feel like you're safe again. Feels like this has been a long time coming, Aries, and it's okay to say no. It's okay to step away. It's okay to trust your intuition. It's okay to let things go. If they're harsh enough, let it go. Show me the Queen of Wands. Yeah. So for the Queen of Wands, you have the Queen of Cups coming out. It's interesting. These cards are very similar in a lot of ways. I actually equate the Queen of Wands with Pisces. The Queen of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. This is energy where we, especially here with the Knight of Swords at the bottom of the deck, clear-cut communication about what you want from this situation. And what do you want from this situation? I need to heal. I need to take time for me. I don't need to be caught up in this dramatic bullshit. I don't want to have problems with you anymore because there is no movement. There's no finding common ground. It's your way or the highway. You either yell, this person yells, this person berates, this person is not an easy person to deal with on a communication level. It gets in your own way. It's problematic for you. What you need to do here is to basically ease your emotions, find compassion for yourself in this situation. I think you're doing that by letting this go, by turning this around, not wanting to be defensive anymore in this situation, not wanting to fight. The Queen of Cups talks about healing emotions. She talks about communication of emotions, nurturing. But when we turn that energy in, and especially if we're going to be manifesting this energy of the Queen of Wands, where we're feeling alive again, feeling exuberant about life, engaging in the situations that we want to be part of, what comes first? How do you get to that energy? You have to deal with this energy. You have to heal this energy. So the Queen of Cups is essentially, you may have had your back turned to your personal needs for a while, Aries, but now it's time to open up. Now it's time to trust the direction that you're going in, trust the path that you're on by moving away from this and healing yourself, feeling comfortable in yourself, feeling satisfied in yourself, emotionally back on track. That's how we get to this Queen of Wands energy, where we can start to feel like we step into our power. And there's communication about that, very harsh, clear communication about that with the Knight of Swords. It's very matter of fact. You have Knight of Swords, Queen of Swords, King of Swords. Please show me the Emperor. So for the Emperor, you have the Eight of Swords here. Now, this person, I don't know if this is them all in their head. This is them, being uncertain about what they want to do in this situation. It may be the situation that they're kind of surprised that you would even come to them and communicate this kind of information to them. You have the Eight of Wands at the bottom of the deck. This is about communication. It's about forward movement. This may have been a situation where or it may be coming up in the future where it's like you express what you want out of this situation or you do not want by removing yourself, and they're caught off guard. It may be something where they think they're not sure what to do. Give me more. So you have the Sun in reverse. This person it's like they don't know what to do with this information. I feel like they've been caught off guard. And to me, that kind of indicates a very selfish, self-serving person. Like they don't even take into consideration where you're coming from, why you might want to be away from this, why you're not feeling comfortable in this situation. It's just like they don't get it. Show me the Queen of Swords in reverse. So for the Queen of Swords in reverse, you have the Hangman. So in regard to this, and the Seven of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, in regard to this Queen of Swords with the Hangman, Queen of Swords in reverse with the Hangman, I think that that's where you're coming from. It's like kind of the attitude for this behavior. Like if you're going to come at me, you're going to scream at me, you're going to disregard me, you're not going to listen to me, you're not going to take my advice at all. I'm taking myself away from this. I'm giving myself a break from you, whether that be long-term or for the moment. I need to evaluate myself in regard to how you speak to me. You do not speak to me like that. You don't disregard me. You don't you're not abrupt with me. That is not okay. You treat me like you care about me. You treat me like you give a shit about my emotions. But see, the thing is, though, with this person here, the Emperor upright or in reverse, very stubborn energy, okay? With the Queen of Swords in reverse, it's somebody who's stubborn and just atrocious with the way that they communicate and how they care. They're not an emotional person. They're not emotionally connected. They're not inclined to take care of somebody's emotions. And so if you have somebody that's more sensitive than the other person and they're being berated, they're being torn down, this person needs to be healed. This person needs to be uplifted. But how does that happen here? It's almost as if communicating the situation. It's like, what are you talking about? I treat you okay. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, it doesn't solve itself. Like, and they don't put any more effort into it to try and understand it. I hope that makes sense to you. So, before I go on, with that Seven of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, this is the time for evaluation. The Seven of Pentacles talks about evaluating our situation, evaluating what we want to experience. What have I put into something? Has it given back to me? Has it given back to me in the way that I put towards it? Is it something that's draining me? Is it yielding anything? What am I actually giving to? It's that period of waiting, that period of deciding. Another card of decision with the Hangman here. It's being quiet, but it's also being quiet enough to let somebody else communicate to you. It's listening to them without interjecting. And I think if this is your situation, I think that you're going to get a lot of information out of that, because you're going to know how this person responds. You're going to know what they think about what they offer to you as far as like extension of themselves. It's interesting too, underneath the Seven of Pentacles, you have the Ace of Swords. This is about cutting situations out, but about using your honesty to do so. Being very clear in the direction you choose to go in. Please show me the Fool in reverse for Aries. Ten of Wands in reverse, removing obstacles, situations that no longer work for you, things that have become burdensome. It's allowing them to drop. It's allowing them to let go. It's not perpetuating things with a new beginning or moving forward with something. It's just letting it go. The bottom of the deck, you have the Four of Cups. So this is basically not wanting to move forward with somebody. It's not accepting their offer. It's not accepting or extending an offer. I wouldn't. This person seems like they're like, in a way, like clueless to how you feel. It feels like they're clueless, but they're still stubborn as hell. It's a weird energy. Show me the Knight of Pentacles in reverse for Aries. You have the Three of Cups with Judgment. So this is essentially where we are figuring out what we want to do, okay? So the Knight of Pentacles is somebody who is essentially not wanting to give to anything or not wanting to give themselves to a situation because they don't trust who they're dealing with. They don't feel comfortable who they're dealing with. So what do we do when we are dealing with that? Well, you use your judgment. Judgment is about reconciliation. Judgment is about finding common ground, resurrecting a relationship, or putting it to rest for good, you know? What do you want to do here? You know, because it feels like you've got your heels dug in regard to not wanting a new beginning anyhow. And then you have the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups talks about celebration. It can talk about third-party situations. You know, you have the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Swords here. You've got three female energies here. You know, that's a potential, some of you, that's a potential where there's a third party situation, you know, and we are basically using our judgment in regard to not wanting to be part of this. Some of you, that's the situation. Here, though, I feel like it's, for a higher majority, I feel like it's more of like a one-on-one, and the outcome is to seek refuge with people that you actually have common ground with, people that care about you, people that you feel like you can connect with. It's about, the Three of Cups is about celebration, but like seeing eye to eye with people that are on your level, like not having to fight. And I think like after all of this, this is kind of a respite energy. It's like, oh my God, I can actually be with people that actually feel good, that listen to me, that want to hear me, that like take my advice into consideration. I'm not this, you know, like anomalous thing. Like, you know, I have meaning and value. Show me the King of Swords here for Aries. So you have the Six of Cups in reverse for the King of Swords. Now, the Six of Cups in reverse, Six of Cups upright is about children, it's about family, it's about people who we've known for a long time. Sometimes it's the father or mother of our children, it's family members, it's literally our children. It can also talk about reconciliation. In reverse, this is not reconciling a situation, it's not wanting to be in it. It can also be a card of reminiscing, sometimes going over the past too much where you're not comfortable anymore. It's like you're holding on to certain things. It's like romanticizing things. I don't feel that it's that. I don't feel that it's romanticizing much here. I honestly feel that this is just, no, I don't want to continue with you. I may have known you for a while or a long time. I mean, whatever this is. And this can also be a father as well. You may be separating from your family a bit, but it doesn't just have to be a lover. You know, it could be a friend, family member, a lover, however it works for you. But this is basically letting it go. It's not wanting to do that. It's not feeling satisfied in that situation anymore. And at the bottom of the deck, you have the Five of Pentacles. This is basically where we're not choosing to be part of this anymore. We're not getting anything beneficial out of it. If anything, this situation just provides you with a sense of lack and frustration. Why would you put yourself in the cold when there are so many other potentials for you to experience, right, Aries? So let's get some, let's see here, advice. I have advice, please, for Aries. You have the Five of Swords and the Seven of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So in regard to this reading, the Five of Swords is where we are dealing with somebody who plays mind games. They're manipulative. They one-up you. They have to be right all the time. They use horrible communication. This is a terrible communicator. It doesn't work. You know, it does not work. I think the option that you have here, we have the Seven of Cups, which is all about options, potentials, things that you can do rather than being stuck in this, is to basically pay attention. You have the Star here twice now. Stars coming out underneath the Seven of Cups. This is where we are deciding what we want out of life. We're just deciding to heal from a situation, take ourselves out of it, trust our gut intuition, and move away from problems, you know, move away from people that manipulate us, lie to us, people that are just, you know, bullies. It's not comfortable energy. You have options, you have potentials, you have other things that you can do. Here we have that burden card again. Ten of Wands. Reversed here, upright here. If you were to stay in this, it's more of a burden. I think this is a toxic situation that's coming to an end for you, Aries. I think that you already feel like you can't get anywhere with this person. There's no communication. There's no reciprocity. There's no equal give and take. Like, it just doesn't work. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get a Nocturna for you. Show me for Aries, please. What does Aries need to know? Show me for Aries. What does Aries need to know? Okay, you have Night Blooming Water Lily. Night Blooming Water Lily. Love, purity, optimism, eloquence. Water lilies are aquatic plants that grow in a variety of conditions. Given that they have a body of still water to reside in, In many cultures, they symbolize purity and love and are popular in wedding bouquets. They anchor their roots in the mud and produce a flower that blooms above the water. These flowers may return every year, even after the waters have dried up in the previous season. Perhaps you too have bloomed from the muddiness of life. I think you have. And I think you have regarding being treated like this. I think that any more treatment like this would essentially cause you to be in a problematic situation. And from this point forward, which I feel has been a while coming now, you're taking yourself out of it. You're not going to deal with that anymore. I feel it's better to set roots somewhere else. So, Aries, that's your reading. I hope that this was helpful. I know this is not going to be the situation for everybody, but for whomever it was for, I hope it's helpful. Cross-watchers included. So if you like it, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. If you choose to donate, there's a link in the description box below. And I will see you in the second portion of October. Take care, you guys. Bye-bye.